Hello, Eridos here again, and today we are going to be reviewing the Tyco Battletech Thor here. As you can see, I got my 3050 technical manual right behind him, and as you can see, there are a few discrepancies with the toy. First and foremost, he's missing his LRM missile launcher. Second, the cockpit's in the center. It's supposed to be off to the side. Where this little stub is where the cockpit's supposed to be. And of course the arms are a little misshapen compared to the actual blueprint there. That's more or less sacrifices for the toy itself, really. Because, of course, just like all the other Tyco Battletech toys, there is a lot of gimmicks in this thing. And before we get to those, let's look at the pilot, Nikolai, who is part of Clan Jade Falcon. As you can see, his face is pretty much painted. When I first got one of these, because the only Battletech toy I owned as a kid was the Toad or Elemental suit, and yeah, this looks like it's supposed to be the clan symbol, but in the cartoon it's just a bunch of circuitry. And unfortunately, all clan pilots are basically just the same. Doesn't matter what character they're supposed to be, they're all the same exact mold. At least it wasn't as lazy as the Dino Riders Ice Age, where they were all just the same exact sculpt, just painted differently. And then, of course, there's his little pistol thingy. I don't even know if a weapon like this even exists in the Battletech universe. I don't even think this was even in the show. Kind of looks like a proto version of the plasma rifle from Halo or something. I don't know. It's kind of garbage, really. Now, for articulation, we're just going to go over this quick. Shoulder, head, although head's really tight on this guy, and hips. That's it. Now then, you're probably wondering how this stacks up against some of the Tyco's older figures. Well, it just so happens I was able to track down a quest star here. Yeah, so easy to get these figures, but so hard to get them complete with the dinosaurs and vehicles and whatnot. As you can see, the Dino Riders are a little bit higher. Just the head, shoulder, hip, and of course they have knees because I have to sit in saddles and whatnot. So yeah, bigger figure, more articulation, and scaled with the mech is a little skewed because I think the pilot's supposed to be smaller, like something like that feels more like to scale with a battle mech. Just an excuse to get my custom slipstream figure out. So let's get started. And first things first, we're going to open up the cockpit. And yeah, he doesn't sit inside like the other mechs I've reviewed. He just plops in there. Nowhere to store the gun, but then again, what do you expect? Now then, first things first, we're going to look at is the autocannon on the right side. And a little cautious because, as you can see, he has a crack in his shoulder. Yeah, the age of the toy is showing really well here because there's a lot of springs in this arm. The plastic is sort of not that great compared to some other toys at the time. And when I say by springs, this is the gimmick. Yeah, it fires the autocannon. It just looks like some big lightsaber. And of course, it gets stuck sometimes. You have to finagle it in order to get it loose again. And the barrel, when fully extended, does split here where the seam is. So yeah, it is an interesting gimmick. It doesn't look all that great, but what is a really good gimmick is the PPC here, and this is a gravity-fed launcher, which launches these little green missiles, which you can see is sort of discolored and starting to split a little. Again, toy showing its age. There's 3 other ones in there. You can see there's notches, and you slide it into the slot like so. And to launch, there's this little trigger here, which you hold like a gun. And fourth one got jammed in there. Yeah, if you angle it at a certain angle, it will not launch properly. And you can hear that really loud clicking sound. That is a lot of springs. I am surprised this hasn't gotten any damage either. So let's just load this up so we don't have all that junk on the ground. And we'll go to the final gimmick of the toy. Now, as you remember, when I reviewed the Inner Sphere mechs, they have launching cockpits. Apparently, clan mechs don't have survivability in mind, or at least they don't think they need ejector seats. Instead, the arms pop off of the Thor here. Not spectacular, but it is a nice little gimmick. But as you can see, it kind of does things to the arms because they swivel, but they don't really hold their position in certain areas. And of course, the other articulation is the hips. This one moves quite well. This one is showing its age because it's really tight. Again, age of the toy. And his arm launched off again. Yeah, you can press this down partially and just launch one of the arms instead of both of them, which is actually quite interesting if you just want to blow off one of his arms instead of both. So, yeah, let's take a look at some of the others here. Here he is with Mauler. As you can see, this guy's much taller than Thor. Okay, let's see. Here is the Axeman. Thor is slightly taller than the Axeman. And, well, I'm not going to have much other chance to show this on camera, but here he is with the Bushwacker. Yeah, this thing's missing parts. This is not in a reviewable condition, so I have it, but it needs parts before I'll actually be able to review this thing. So if anyone has some missing parts they would like to donate to get this guy back in working shape, that would be great. And for one more Battletech reference, no, I don't have the Hunchback, but I do have something else. The Connects Mad Cat. I always like this kit. And it towers over the Thor. I'm not sure if the size scale fits, but I think it's darn close. Now, let's take a look at some other toys here. Here he is with Leader Class Rodimus Uchronus. Little taller than a modern Leader Class Transformer. Here he is with Masterpiece Movie Optimus Prime. About the same height as my Movie Prime, and he's missing part of his head. That's how I got him so cheap at Toys R Us. Here he is with my powered up Power of the Primes Abominus. Yeah, that combiner is way taller than the Thor. And, well, let's get something a little closer to the time period the Thor was released in. Beast Wars Transmetal 2 Megatron, which is, in dragon form at least, about the same height as him. So, yeah. That is my review of the Tyco Battletech Thor. Again, there are shortcomings, and trying to find him 100% complete is going to be a very hard challenge because, okay, let's just drop this in here because gotta do something with it. Finding him 100% complete is going to be hard because the missiles can degrade over time, the plastic can crack because of all the really heavy springs in there. There's Of course, the launching gimmick means the arms are going to fly off. There's this clear plastic here, which can crack if not treated properly. So if a kid was really hard on this, it's probably not going to survive. But as a collector, if you can get your hands on this, this is really nice bit of Tyco history here. I believe this was one of their last action figure lines before they were bought by Mattel. So yeah, that is the review of the Thor. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to review Hunchback because, again, really hard to find these 100% complete and in reviewable condition. Much like how my Bushwacker is just going to stay off to the side until I can find replacement parts. Anyway, I hope to see you again next review. Later.